Today we're going to talk about accessing your online textbook. It can be a little confusing on the first attempt. That's why I'm walking through this with you. I don't want you to have to fumble around later, especially when it comes time to take quizzes. So I established 3 different totally generic usernames that are in the slide. And you can also find them in the syllabus if you ever forget. The password for all 3 are the same. Password is world peas, ! So I'm going to try one of the names, WH17, and the password world peas, ! We're going to sign in. So we're in, and you see 3 different circles: programs, classes, grades. Don't worry about the grades. Grades will be allocated within Canvas with assignments due on Canvas, so don't worry about grades in this sector. What you want to think about is programs and then classes. You will never see that something is due, because in the classes section, you just have an e-text. I'm not going to assign you the assignments that Pearson does offer, because we're going to have that in the lesson in Canvas. However, classes is where you will find your e-text. Programs is a different way to read the material. So first we're just going to do the e-text, then we will go over programs. And you pick which one is optimal for your learning needs. So we're going to go into classes, and you're going to see, hey, you don't have any assignments. Well, that's not true. I might have assigned the reading in the lesson in Canvas. So you see over here on the right, your world history e-text under e-text and tools. We're going to click on that. And then we have to open a new window. This is where Pearson could be a little bit more straightforward. But I will say that the actual information that they have is good. So, we're not dealing with ancient civilization at all. We are starting at the Renaissance. So what we're going to do is go up to the top right corner where it says menu. We're going to click on table of contents, and then we already know that we're going to start with the Renaissance. So they don't call their units chapters. It's topic 1, topic 2, etc. So here is the Renaissance and the Reformation. You're going to see that there's subsections. So for the Renaissance and the Reformation, there's the Italian Renaissance, the Renaissance in Northern Europe, the Protestant Reformation, the Reformation ideas spread section, and then the Scientific Revolution. So, and it really isn't that long. So each one is maybe a couple of pages. Alright, so we're at the Renaissance and Reformation, the first page. So I'm going to close the table of content. Keep in mind there's a glossary here, and you can annotate or highlight. So here we are in topic 10. Now, one thing that I'd like you to see is that you do have access to audio reading. So let's say we're reading the Renaissance and Reformation, and we learn better when we listen as we read. So all you have to do is click on the button. So you see how that works. And the other thing is, usually the introductory page has a short video. It's very short, but it does help you contextualize the unit. So I advise you to read it. And then let's move over to the next page. You just click on next, and you'll see that we're starting with the Italian Renaissance, you can scroll down. It'll talk about objectives, key terms. It is helpful to review the key terms and just notice terms in bold as you read. So we'll hit next. And again, you can go to the top left and listen as you read.
The Italian Renaissance, from the 1300s to the 1500s.
So that really does help because some people just learn better by listening. There's helpful charts contained. And at this time, I'm going to get out of the e-text because I'm pretty sure you know how to handle it. You just, keep traversing through the arrows, next, until you're done with the unit. And now I'm going to show you how to access the program section. Okay, to access programs, we'll get out of the e-text and go back to the main tab, and then we're just going to have to hit the back arrow to get out of the classes section because we want to go to programs. Okay, so again, we'll hit our textbook image, and you're going to see table of contents. And we'll just scroll down to whatever topic that we're studying. And remember, we're studying the Renaissance and Reformation first. You click on that. So in programs, you don't have the audio capability. What you do have is a learning mode that shares information kind of in bite-sized bits, and then it has interactive charts, and it has a multiple choice question after, 3 to 5 pages, just to make sure that you've got the overarching concepts. So here in programs, you would have a little video if it's helpful. They're only a couple of minutes. So we're talking, I think, anywhere from 1.5 minutes to 3 minutes. You might have a timeline. That's also helpful. It helps your brain to conceptualize the unit. So then you can just check it off when you're ready to move on. Or you can just use the exit at the top left. So you'll go through each of the lessons. So you have the topic. You'll start with lesson 1. And it will have a video for you to click on. Again, they're usually worth watching. The interactive reading notepad is really just key terms and objectives. I think it does help you frame the lesson, but some people want to go right into the flipped video, which is a couple of minutes. We will have an assignment on the Renaissance art, so it might be helpful to watch this. And then you just leap into the text. So you have text 1, which is really the subsection of the topic, the Italian Renaissance, and it's very condensed information. And you just work through this section. There'll be charts that you can click on that will help you analyze some of the information that you are accruing. And you just walk through. And what's helpful is that in each section there's a multiple choice question, and it just helps you frame that section. What is the most important aspect of that section? What do you need to learn? What do you need to get out of it? And a helpful hint for you to know is that some of these questions are featured in the quiz in your lessons in Canvas. So it does help to look them over. So at the bottom of that multiple choice, there's a check. You don't have to check that. It it doesn't really help you get to the next section. But when you're done, you just click exit and you are ready to go to the next text session. And it's the same kind of deal where you read a few pages, you might look at a chart or a flipped video, it depends. The interactive maps are usually pretty helpful. And then at the very bottom, when you're done with the topic, there is a little quiz, and it's about 5 questions just to highlight the most important information. And it's worth doing just to make sure that you absorbed the learning, and then you're done. So either way, I don't know what helps you better. You have to choose the learning module that works better for you. You can go into programs and work through the information in those increments with that interactive multiple choice accessibility. Or you can just read in the e-text, which also has graphs or little videos, but it has the audio option that you can listen as you read. Either way is fine. So I just encourage you to use this resource. And that's about it. I hope you play around with it, and then you can answer a few questions. I just want to be sure that you are comfortable walking through this. If you're not, please contact me and I can go over it with you. It will never bother me. So feel free to do that. I want you to feel comfortable with all the resources in the class. Thank you.